Boom.
I mean, once again, she ain't Todd. Can't chew down a cigarette in 30 seconds.
The dude could keep up with men in the 50s. I don't know how he hasn't died of lung cancer yet. I don't know, like... Alright, we're live. All the cameras are in the right spot. Fuck yeah, bud. Right. I love when a plan comes together. Alright, shut up. Okay, so, Wildsea, recap. I will give someone advantage if they want to do the recap themselves.
How does advantage work in this?
You get bonus dice. It's like the opposite of a cut. So a cut, you cut the highest dice by however much I told you to cut. Advantage would work by you getting bonus dice.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Do you want it, Kyle?
Sure, I'd give it a shot.
All right, go for it. Go for it, Coach.
We're at a weird temple after running from a monkey whose arm we cut off.
You shot it off. I mean, you gave it a warning shot with broadside cannons. So,
either way, it's a monkey missing an arm. Sought refuge for a moment in this temple. Giant Gao drug lord is what I'm gonna start calling him. That's got a cult following him. We left off entering his chamber.
He is the cartel. Okay, got it. Understood. To be fair, you have the monkey's arm.
Yeah, we do.
The monkey threw it at you and you harvested it.
Yeah, it was disgusting. Todd was very sad that he didn't get to do it himself.
Tom's always sad, to be honest.
Kind of his thing.
Tom's just the sad man on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that was pretty good. That does round it off. You fought a monkey and you ended up on a cult. You didn't mention that the cult is revolving around death or anything, but it's fine. You don't know how much of that is hoopla and how much of that is real. I did post a picture in reference art of the rough layout of the temple. It's rough. I mean, I used non-Wildsea assets to build but I know some of you might be visual learners, so I was trying to be nice.
It looks nice. Very helpful.
Validation.
You're a very good firefly.
And the assets look very familiar.
Yes. Yeah, they're the same assets I used in the other campaign. Stop calling me out. Okay. Momo was heading back to the ship because Momo wanted no part in this.
Momo just is heading a random direction.
Okay.
So Momo's just went the opposite direction of where
everybody else went in, including Tom.
So Momo swerved.
Swerve. Well, then because you're all by yourself, we're gonna start with you. Momo, go ahead and roll me. Instinct and sense.
Six.
Okay. You are currently heading down the hill. You're passing. There's families walking by you. You've left the kind of bathing, cleaning area, and there's almost like a garden built in what looks like, for you as a player, like an old graveyard. That's not like what it would be in these times, but that's what it is. And you're just kind of moseying about, and you see another Mothrin, the only one you've seen here, pretty far away, but you get a sense that they're looking at you. With the 6, they look identical to you, but with opposite coloration. So your light colors are dark, or his where you're light, they're dark, and where vice versa.
Yeah.
Almost like someone painted you in grayscale, and they're just kind of staring at you.
My mom was just gonna stare back.
You both freeze and have identical posture, just like staring at each other, deer in headlights. A family walks past them, and you like lose sight of them for a second. And as the family passes, they're no longer standing there.
My mom was just looking around.
You don't see them anywhere.
Is that family still near?
Yeah, they're just walking.
Mom was gonna grab onto the fabric of one of them and just tug.
The lady kind of jumps and yeah, hi, hello.
Momo kind of jumps and does the same thing to mimic it. Momo is Mothrin. Mothrin looks like Momo. Did you see?
No, you're the only Mothrin we've seen here. I didn't think they let Mothrin come here. I'm sorry, we're new here. We haven't It's like a little ardent girl hiding behind her, kind of like peering out at you. The husband has completely like did not perceive you and kept walking.
Momo's just gonna pat the lady on the head and walk away. Walk deeper into the cemetery like area.
She clutches the little girl and just like scurries to the husband. Yeah, you walk to like the little graveyard area. It's fragrant. There's lavender naturally growing like next to the gravestones. They're, for being as old as they are, they're very, very well kept. But there's nothing unusual about it. It does give you a nice vantage point to look out over the Wildsea. You can even see where you guys came from, like in the very far distance.
Mm-hmm. Then I think I'm just gonna have Momo keep a lookout to see if maybe that Mothrin comes back to sit with her. And I don't know. I mean, I think Momo's seen a couple of Mothrin, but never one that looks identical to them in that way.
And with Mothrin, generally speaking, your patterns would be kind of like a fingerprint. That they would be pretty, if not like a family's pattern being minutely different, it's still different. And this one was like cookie cutter copy paste.
So, but Momo's just gonna hang out there and look over the Wildsea.
Sure.
And just daydream probably about being able to just jump and fly.
As you're doing that, you see like a bunch of birds flying past, like birds of paradise with bright, like rainbow patterns, and you're just like imagining what it would be like to actually fly instead of glide.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, you're walking into this chamber. It's got that weird architecture where like clearly this was a building from the old world that was missing pieces, so they've shoved on whatever they could salvage, and it doesn't quite match up, so they've made it work. And you enter this big dome room. And here's this gal, this mushroom man. And this one has a legitimate mushroom top for a head, just spanning 15 feet out. Everything about him is like gray, purplish colors, almost like he's a non-colorful gal that got heavily bruised and the bruising just never went away. It's got 3 elongated, stretched out, giant, like 15-foot arms. And then one little, like 6-inch little baby arm that's holding a 2-foot pipe. There's dishes and ceremonial plates and all sorts of shit around him that just a random assortment of offerings, it looks like.
Okay.
It's up to you. You guys walk in the room, that's what you see.
So have we engaged this dude yet? Have we talked to this dude?
No, you're kind of like in the waiting spot. There's a big. It's clear. There's nobody in here. It's pretty well open. You think you could approach him if you so desired.
I mean, we might as well.
The handler that was with you seems to stop. Like he doesn't want to go any further. Maybe it was his job to just bring you here and like now he's waiting for you to leave. Maybe he doesn't know what to do. You got the feeling last time you were talking to him that he's very new at this and trainee on the job, just trying to do what like the, you know.
Let's engage the dude. Be like, what do we do now? What do you want us to do now?
You walk up into the room and kind of talk to him.
Yeah.
He little arm raises the pipe up to his mouth and he sucks in a big and it just comes out and hits the top frill of his mushroomy head and like rolls off of it. Are which ones of you are anchored? I know Mike, you're anchored, right?
Yes.
Is anyone else
I'll raise
anchored?
my anchor.
Is Draven anchored?
Draven is amber bound. Amber.
Does that still does that work? There?
They're opposite. So anchored is you've died and refuse to actually die. So your anchor is like a possession of your former self that you stay onto. The amber one is you got locked in essentially Krezerin and it hibernated you through time.
Okay, so it's the difference between ghost possession and like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yes. I am the mosquito.
Yes. But you lived in this one, so you're welcome. Okay. If you are anchored, I want you to roll sharps and where is it? Study. And you get +1 for being anchored.
Okay. You said, sorry.
I said sharps, study, and you get +1, regardless of how many dice you have.
Okay, so I just get 1 dice. Okay. 6.
The smoke he's smoking feels eerily familiar in a way that, like, you don't know because all anchored are kind of different. But something about this is a sense of familiarity with you, almost like it's not smoke. And then as you realize that, you're looking at it, he's not lighting the pipe anywhere. There's no electronics. There's no... This thing making smoke doesn't make sense. You don't have enough information to perceive everything, but you can perceive that something here is off in a way that's relatable single-handedly to you. He kind of laughs at your question, and you wish to talk to a long-lost loved one?
I don't know. Does anybody else?
Hanson doesn't have any.
Kind of motions and hits some pots and like moves stuff around. People come to speak to those they miss and cannot let go, and I help them. All of his movements are kind of sluggish and lethargic.
I mean, I I could talk to my former battle mates.
Did your caretaker explain the rules?
No.
Kind of like looks at him, and the guy like panics a little bit. The dude that helped you in there, he's kind of like freaking out. Like you can see his face is just like, yes I did. And he like starts checking his pamphlets and shit. He's panicking. You cannot contact children. You can only contact someone once, and they can't be Mothrin.
It can't be Mothrin.
He grabs a stick and hits a gong for seemingly like no apparent reason.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's talk to one of my old platoon mates.
He grabs like a handful of what looks like herbs and like drops them into a bucket. You're switching to the computer. Got it. I was like, what the fuck? Grabs like a handful of herbs, drops them into a bucket, and you hear a sizzle sound. And a bunch of fumes start coming out of this thing and start like encasing the room. All of you do get like a slight, almost like methanol. What's the tingly mint thing that's in cigarettes?
Menthol.
Thank you. I'm like big dumbass. You guys are very helpful. And you all get kind of that tingly feeling. He says, all you need to do is think of them. And he like, and he blows it like at you. Do you have anyone in specific that you're thinking of?
I didn't get that far into the character.
You can make them up on the spot now. You can.
Yeah.
They don't need to.
All right. Okay.
They don't need to be important to your. You just need to have a personal connection to them.
Sure. I'm gonna make up another Ketra named Dunkirk. That was my battle mate that I want to speak with.
Masculine or feminine presenting?
Masculine.
Okay.
We'll say.
You kind of think about some of your time together, and you have like a really solid image of them in your mind. And he grabs something out of a jar and kind of like waves it in the air, and you see a bunch of strings that almost look like spider webs. And then he grabs something off of it, and this Ketra manifests themselves out of it. And their voice starts talking to you, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Deemham. Where are we?" Starts looking around. It's like a spectral version of exactly who you were thinking of.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling him I'm sorry for how things went down in the war. That I made it out and he didn't.
No, it's okay, man. It's guy, pal, friend. It's okay. It's I don't hold a grudge. Is that's what you're worried about?
But you
They
have a
seem
whole
to be.
family.
They seem to like the longer they're here, the more like they seem to be. Almost like you woke up something that's been asleep for a long, long time, and now is like really getting their bearings.
Sure. But you had a family. You had a whole life ahead of you. I just was a mercenary, if nothing else.
Yeah, but it's not like you shot me. It's not your fault. They put their hand on you, and there's almost like pressure, like they can kind of touch you. It's not your fault.
But this guilt I've been carrying around forever. I should have had your back. That was my job. That was.
Maybe there's someone else's life you can fix. Maybe there's a way you could give someone a life back, you know? If you feel you owe a debt, you don't have to pay it to me. Just pay it forward, bud.
How do you suppose I do that?
I don't know, bud. I'm dead. Kind of like looking around the room. They're like, this is a weird place.
Yeah, it's not where I plan to be today.
It's not where I planned to be the day either. Well, I guess I didn't really have plans. Kind of looking around. The rest of you that aren't Deemham that are in the room, that spiderwebby look to the room before this soul was essentially plucked off of it is still connected to the back of this soul that Deemham is talking to. Deemham, they're too like focused on the conversation to notice, but the rest of you still see like the web is still there.
So do you think it was worth it?
I don't think it matters anymore, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you there's like a grand afterlife after this or whatnot, but I don't really remember much.
I don't remember much either for the brief moment.
It's fine, man. Like, I don't feel any guilt towards you. I just see you like a long lost friend. You're my buddy.
I mean, I miss you a lot, man. We were supposed to have some adventures after the war.
Oh, it seems like you got new friends to have adventures with. That one's got a freaky mask.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I suppose it is. So you sure you have no regrets? Nobody I want to tell anything to? Nothing attached to this world anymore?
You see, the harder they think, the webs start to kind of like vibrate a little bit. Can't really. I don't know, man. I can't really think about it. I don't. Maybe like memories to my past self, or I don't know. I don't think I'm all here. I wish I could be more helpful to you.
What's the last thing you remember?
There was like a big light. And it was cold. I think the last thing I remember is getting shot. I don't remember the pain though. I just remember like a really good buzz into nothing. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm not speaking clearly.
It does. It does. I also died, but didn't at the same time.
You look pretty good for a dead person, and they like sock you in the chest, but it feels like someone blew like a puff of air at you.
Just wish things could have been different, is all.
Those of you that aren't Deemham see that the massive gal has started to grab the threads and like pull on them like you would like a fishing net, and all of it is starting to like pull back. I think our time's out though, but I don't think I'm supposed to be here. But look, don't hold any hard feeling. I don't hold hard feelings. You find a way to pay it forward. Maybe you help someone someday, and like a life for a life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they go to kind of reach their hand out to shake yours, and the webs are getting pulled, and like they just barely don't make it. And the gal kind of folds it up and just whisks it away. It just almost like a magician doing sleight of hand. Those of you that aren't Deemham, go ahead and roll sharps out sense or outwit, whatever's higher for you. What's that face, bud?
Double twos.
Double twos. Not only does it disappear. Not only does he's a fucking magician. It disappears, but like you have this really calm sense over you. this really, you're mellow, you're chilling, you're alright. And you're kind of like not even focusing on the conversation anymore. You're just like, there's a shiny piece of stone in this wall and it's out of place and like you're fixated on it. What you get, Draven?
I got a 5.
You don't catch it, but something's off. You don't see it, but you instinctually feel it, that gut. That something about the way that he handled this spirit afterwards. Not only did he pluck him off a string like he was a fruit, but then he wrapped him up in a net and boom, the spirit disappeared. You just have an off feeling about it. But you don't see him do anything. Not only have you never seen this ritual before, but like you didn't visually get it, but like something's
Paying much closer attention.
Tom's like, can I have a turn? The gal doesn't say anything to him. The gal just kind of motions. The rest of you are looking at him. DM Ham, how's your character feeling?
He doesn't know what to say right now because he's just held on to this guilt like this whole time, like how things went down before he died and all of his friends around him died.
And this gave you answers and not answers at the same time.
Yeah.
Any question answered gave you a new question.
Sorry, I didn't know if I was still on or not.
I've heard every beautiful word you've said.
All right, excellent. Well then, hey, the mute function doesn't work on this microphone.
Tom just kind of like asks the group, and the group gives him no response. And he's like, "All right." Tom wanders up and gets kind of close to the guy, which now you can really put in scale. Tom is like up there, and Tom's a regular dude. Tom's 6 foot. Let's call him 230. Like Tom's an average Joe. And this gal is the room. Like has a 15-foot mushroom top, probably stands about 20 feet from like, I say stands, but like this gal is clearly sat so long that they've grown into the floorboards. Just elongated in weird, creepy ways, and then has that Chester cat kind of. The smile's too big. It's unproportional, even to its massive size, like unproportional. Who do you want? And he blows the smoke like in Tom's face. And it just encompasses Tom so much that you don't even see him for a second. I'd really like to talk to my wife Laura one more time. Gal kind of nods at him and the whole like... And the same thing happens, Spiderweb. Tom has this pleasant conversation with this nice ardent lady. Has a kind of a heartwarming like, hey, I miss you. I lost everything. The shop got destroyed. We don't have a ship anymore. I don't have a house. But I met these new people and I'm on an adventure at my old age. She just kind of like nods and pats him. About 5 minutes go by and same thing. Draven, since you got a 5 last time, you can roll again.
Yeah, because Draven's paying much more attention.
Tanzan, you're like, why the fuck is that brick there? You're looking at other bricks and they're stonework, and this is a metal brick. What the fuck is that?
How far away is it?
10 feet. It's about 5 feet up. You could reach it if you tried.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk towards it and inspect it a little closer.
It's smooth. It's the smoothest thing you've ever touched.
Is there any give to it?
Are you trying to force it or are you trying to like maneuver it?
like just kind of like pushing up or
Give
pulling
me
down.
give
like,
me grace
wiggle.
break.
So 1 die. Okay. 1.
It's so smooth.
We're not using these dice anymore.
It's so smooth that like you go to try and get an edge on it and there is no edge. And you just slip and slide off it and you nick your finger on the stone beneath it cuz like it's and you cut it a little bit.
Ow.
It is still the smoothest damn thing you've ever felt. Draven, what you get?
I got double 6s.
Not only do you see him pocket this energy, you don't know if it's a spirit, if it's a hallucination, if it's whatever this material is. Not only does he pocket it, but it doesn't disappear. You catch it like think of that cups game where there's one marble in there and you watch it. You're really watching the marble now. He passes it to another hand and sticks it into almost like a pouch on his person. But the whole thing is like a magician's trick. Like you can see like he's pretending like it's gone. He summoned the spirit into existence. You get to conversate with the spirit and then poof, he wills it away, but he doesn't will it away. He grabs it and sneaks it into somewhere.
Okay.
That was nice, guys. I think I'm happy. And Tom just kind of like walks out. Momo.
Mhm.
You've been just looking, sitting on this bench. I imagine Momo's kicking their feet. And you're looking around. And you turn and the Mothrin is sitting next to you. For an unknown amount of time they've been there. You just turn and they're sitting there and they're looking at you.
Momo's going to just tilt their head to the side and say, Mothrin, familiar. Mothrin looks like Momo. Momo looks like Mothrin? Momo is Mothrin.
The Mothrin that you're conversating with has tilted their head to completely like identically match yours, and they mouth the same words as you, but you don't hear anything.
Momo's going to put out a hand. Do they just mirror it? Or
Yep. No, they mirror it.
then Momo's going to try to touch their hand to the other Mothrin's hand.
Cold.
Momo's going to like grasp their hands and just sit
They're
there.
now grasping your hands to like ice, bitter, like almost hurts to touch them.
And then getting a closer look, are they exactly identical?
Perfectly.
Momo's just gonna,
Granted, you've only ever seen yourself in a mirror. Like you can't see yourself, but like as far as you can tell, absolutely identical, minus the fact that this is all black, white, and gray.
Momo's gonna bamf out their wings. Are the markings on the wings the exact same too?
Yep.
Then Momo is going to kind of like shudder a little bit and drop their wings back down and do like a little shimmy. If you ever
Sure.
see
The other Mothrin also shimmies.
because that's how.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get what you're. Yeah, yep. It looks a little like it's more of a shimmy when you're a humanoid moth, but like, yeah, yep. Identical.
And then Momo is going to just look at this other Mothra in the eye and just ask, "Are you Momo?"
For the first time, they don't mirror you, and they smile,
Mhm.
and then they get really uncomfortably close to your face,
Mm-hmm.
and they give you like a little kiss on the forehead, and you blink and like shudder like shockingly away from it. They're not there anymore.
Maybe Momo disappeared. Momo is alone again.
Have you
Okay.
become Drax? You're so still that you're invisible?
Yeah. Momo goes back to working out and is a little sad now that their new maybe them friend is gone.
There's a flower on the bench where they were sitting.
Mm-hmm. Would my component scrounging mean that I can duplicate this flower?
Normally, yes. But there's only one here, and it's something you've never seen before.
Then the Momo is going to gently reach out to it and cup it,
Okay.
not touching it yet. Does it seem to do anything whenever it's not in the light?
No, it seems like it's a flower.
And then Momo's going to gently pick it up.
You can add a grave lily to your inventory.
Interesting.
You guys still in there. Tom has left. Tom has abruptly decided he's happy now and he's going to leave.
Good for him. What's up with this shiny round brick?
Did you say that out loud?
Oh, yeah, that.
The keeper reaches their hand out and like breaks through the wall and pulls the brick out and hands it to you.
What is it?
You're like, you can't move while holding it. It's a straight up block of aluminum. And it's like smooth and weathered and sanded, almost like it's been sandblasted. But it's just a straight up brick of aluminum. And you're like, ugh, ugh.
How big are we talking?
Like a cinder block brick, but like just straight up aluminum.
Oh. Can I have this?
From one shroom to another.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. Hey, Deanham, can you help me with this?
Yeah, sure.
That's a heavy fucking brick. This is a brick of metal.
Like our both.
Yeah,
of us
both of you
able
can
to-
walk at normal speed, but you can walk together.
Sweet. Giant thing of aluminum.
You have a big ass block of aluminum. You're welcome.
They're about to get on the ship like pivot.
Can we load this shit into the cannon?
Well, I don't have any loved ones that I need to talk to, so unless you're willing to give up your secrets of whatever that is, and I'm gonna look for he's pulling all the I'm gonna say spice out.
There's like a really like the Chester grin grows even bigger. You have to be older to get secrets.
I'm old.
Like 8 different eyes open up and like stare at you like laser pinpoint vision and start eyeing you like up and down. Yes, you are. And the tone kind of changes to like judgmental. Like he's looking down on you.
So tell me your secret. Why do you put them in the pouch?
Every single eye on the right-hand side stops being lazy and like scans the room and then all stops when they look at you. And he grabs a brick and like throws it against a gong, and a few handlers come out and like walk over and whisper to him and walk over. He's very tired and the keeper must rest. It is time to leave.
Hmm.
Yeah, even with your 2 you rolled earlier, like this is super sudden. Like she said a word he didn't like and now you're all being asked to leave. Politely. Tom's already gone. Tom's already left. At this point, Momo, you've probably seen Tom kind of with a pep in his step, like almost skipping to the ship.
Momo's gonna get up and follow Tom.
Okay.
Not saying anything, just following behind. Just curious about why Tom's going back to the ship without everybody else.
Tom's just everybody else. You're like there's like 4 people in front of you, all in their ornamental whatever garb. Think like cult priest.
Well, Draven, I think we should get on out of this room.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm hungry.
Draven, is that a lie?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. You guys exit the room and they follow, and there's like another family coming up to go in, and like they like wave at them to stop and whatever, and they close the doors, and this family's like, oh, we're too late, now we have to wait, and they're like kind of like panicking. You guys are outside together.
Are we still being escorted?
No, the
Okay.
4 escorts stopped at like the doorway and closed the doors like right in front of another family that was being brought in by a handler. Even the handler's like, what the fuck? Like you can tell like they're looking at a pamphlet like, did I do something wrong? Did it like you can tell like the people that escorted you out have probably been here a very long time, and the handlers are all like, I just joined this cult, yay, gotta follow the rules.
So is this whole building made of brick, or is there...
It was at one time, but it's so old they've kind of filled it with like whatever they could. So there's some wood and there's some like plastic garbage like junk that was floating on the Wildsea, and the mortar looks like it's made out of like mud and grass. Like they've done their own repairs over the centuries.
I'm gonna lean over and whisper so only Dean Hand can hear me. You
Okay.
know, how flammable do you think all of this is?
Get out of my
You've been like just in yourself and you're just like, what the fuck did they just say?
Yeah, 100% asked a psychotic question.
Some of it might be. If you could roll for it if you want a better answer, I suppose.
Who?
You both, either.
Okay.
I don't care.
Sure. What am I rolling?
What are you rolling to figure out if it's flammable? We're gonna go with sharps. Break.
Okay.
Unless you can argue that there's a better one.
I mean, I would say sense.
Cool,
because of
go
my
for it.
sense of
Fine.
Being able to figure out this whole damn
You
thing.
had to argue really hard for it. Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and roll.
All right. I got a 7 total.
No, not your total. Your highest.
Oh, 5.
mud-made mortar is less than flammable, but wood beams are. So it's flammable-ish. If you could find the right spot, it would be more flammable than other spots.
More so, this building would be made structurally very unsound by taking out those beams.
That's true. That is a logical conclusion to the question next.
Interesting.
But why are we destroying this building?
Curiosity.
Last time I did something out of curiosity. What did that happen?
That's the fucking...
Right.
Why do you want to destroy an entire structure? Because I'm curious.
He doesn't want to tell Dean Hand the truth. Dean Hand just spoke to a loved one.
They sure did. Momo, at this point, you have ended up, like, on the ship, and Tom is in Tom's quarters, just... They're whistling. It's kind of a sweet, uppity melody. You don't recognize the song, but, like, Tom is clearly happy.
Momo's going to sit on the very edge of the, trying to think of, like, the side of the ship. Whatever side of the ship is facing inwards towards port so they can see when everyone comes back. And they're just kind of sitting on the edge of it, like, just kicking their feet the same way they were sitting on the bench.
Okay.
Just watching.
Yeah, no, you see, like, families are starting to head back to their ships, and there's, like, a look of disappointment on all of their faces. Like, whatever they came here to do, they were not able to do. And the kids are, like, upset, and the parents just look, like, distraught, and all of the families are, like, wandering back to their vessels. Some leave, some don't. Some, like, just go inside of them. And some are straight up just leaving.
But Tom came back happy.
Tom came back happy.
So Momo will make a note of that to inquire, because they don't want to go where they're not welcome or allowed.
The rules are against Mothra, and Momo took that personally.
Momo took great offense to this.
Momo said,
Momo's
"Fuck
a
you."
nice Mothra.
Fuck you.
So Momo's just gonna hang out and just keep an eye out for the rest of the group.
Okay. Back to you guys. Oh.
They are gonna make note of which ships had families in them. Are there any groups that aren't families?
No,
No, it's just all families.
not that you've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, they've all been at least pairs. They might not all be whole families, but they're all like 3 Ardents, and the Ardents all have similar skin tones, or they're 3 of this, or they're a pair, like a father and daughter, whatever. But they're all the same, similar genetic makeup. Something about them looks like they're related.
Okay, so there's no like.
There's no single, just one person.
But there's no just sailors.
No,
Like-
these are all, and the clothing and gear is all like civilian, chilling,
Okay.
like. Plus, these ships are really meh.
They're not meant for like long-term travel.
No, these are like hand-me-down, barely run family, like. You guys are still up there, and Draven has inquired about straight up firebombing the temple.
Yeah. Next question, Dean. How much powder do you think it would take to do that?
The building's not in great shape. I mean, we could theoretically take it out with the cannons. But why, again, are we doing this?
I know she's. I know
feel like
Draven's
there's-
whispering to Deanham. Is it loud enough for me to hear, though?
Dude, so, like, it's not loud enough for you to hear, but Deemham has stopped helping you carry this brick. You were, like, walking, and Deemham has stopped, and The body language tells you that Draven's up to some tomfoolery. You haven't heard any of the conversation, but Deemham is like legitimately concerned, and Draven is behind a mask, so you can't see what they look like. And
I feel like, Draven, there's more to this than you're letting on.
Science.
for,
always has
for,
a-
for science.
Do you two mind if you carry this conversation on the ship? This is getting a little heavy.
Why did you want that?
Yeah, why
It's
did we
neat.
want that?
It's neat.
Yeah, but
Worst,
what are
worst
we
comes
gonna
to
do?
worst, we could trade it for something later.
You sure can. If you make it to the ship with the brick, you can have a brick of aluminum.
I'm very perplexed right now.
Metal is a great tradable resource, especially a lightweight metal.
Lightweight? Then why is this thing so heavy?
Because it's a brick of aluminum!
It's solid
It's
brick.
not gonna be light.
I'm just gonna give kind of a suspicious look at Draven and continue to carry this brick of lightweight aluminum.
The 6 red eyes of Draven's mask just watch you.
Fast forward through time, you guys make it to the ship. Momo, you see your friends and compatriots arriving.
Do they look unhappy or do they look normal?
They
Look
look
happy.
they look the average. Neither.
I'm still saying I'm perplexed.
Deemham is probably lost in thought. There's not quite a blank expression, but like a 1,000-yard stare kind of. Tanzin's just Tanzin, and then Draven wears a mask, so you can't see any of Draven's facial features. So body language says Draven chilling.
Momo's gonna hop down onto the deck whenever they all come up and just kind of look over everyone. Momo's gonna get uncomfortably close to everyone and making sure that they don't mimic Momo's actions.
They don't?
Oh,
Question mark? It's up to you guys, I guess.
Can I say when Momo gets close to Draven, Draven just like gives her a little head pat.
And Momo will return the head pat. But then Momo's just looking over everyone and then just stands back up and tilts their head to the side. Friend's not sad. Other people sad coming back. Momo wasn't allowed. Momo met another not Momo.
Not Momo.
Looks like Momo, not Momo. Not Momo looks like Momo, but not. But different. But opposite.
That's confusing.
You guys can roll to try and decipher Momo's
What are we rolling?
I'm gonna give you sharps sense, but with a cut of 1.
Sense. Okay, so I can only use 1 dice.
Momo, were you?
If you have a
looking
cut of
into
1 on 1
pool of
dice,
water?
then you basically get a luck die.
I don't know.
Momo
I
met a
don't.
Mothrin that was kind of similar to them.
How to say? I got a 6 on my dice roll.
Momo met a Mothrin that looks like Momo.
Okay. Are you related to them?
Momo doesn't know. Momo doesn't have family. Past Momos might have family. Alright, now Momo doesn't have family. Momo is Momo. Momo looks like Momo. Not Momo looks like Momo, but isn't Momo. Maybe?
Are you sure you don't have any family? Do you remember anything from being younger?
You would see everyone would see Momo kind of like their wings tremble and they kind of like shimmy a bit. And they look up and they look down. And they're touching like on their different clothing and things. Their wings come out a little bit, then drop down. And they shudder. And Momo just looks confused. Momo is Momo. Momo doesn't know past not Momo's things. Momo knows things without knowing things, but can't know things by know things of their things.
I wish I had that.
All of you have been
Walk
around
away.
on the Wildsea long enough to know that Mothrin are capable of essentially reincarnation. It's the positive side of their unbearably short lifetime.
Mhm.
So if Mothrin happened to die of old age, they just... So while Momo talks in essentially crazy talk for some people, you can piece together that they're talking about reincarnation and their past selves, which are the not Momos. Meanwhile, you two are still holding a fucking break of aluminum.
Can we put this thing down now?
You want us to take that for you, boss? And the deckhands are just standing there. You
That-
don't know how long they've been standing there.
That
I
would be
forgot you guys
great.
were here.
Oh, yeah, we got pretty forgettable faces.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, guys.
They walk over and they grab it. What the fuck is this? They all three of them kind of like maneuver it away.
Whenever the thing is handed off, and after Momo's done basically scoping out everyone's emotions, friends look not sad. Others look sad coming back. Why not sad? Tom happy. Tom strange.
Tom like
Momo
peeks
likes
their
Tom.
Tom peeks their head down from like the railing. Did you guys say my name?
Hi, Tom. Momo likes Tom.
Tom likes Momo.
Momo's gonna try to whistle the tune that Tom was whistling. It's not gonna sound the same, but it's gonna just try to mimic the overall cadence of it.
There's a grin, like a happy, you know, like when a dad sees their kid do something unbearably cute and doesn't want to like show that like, oh, it's too fucking adorable. Like there's that grin, and Tom just kind of seems to slide away.
I'm gonna go off on my own for a bit on the ship.
Do you tell them that, or are you telling me?
No, I'm telling you.
Okay, Draven, not Draven, Deemham just kind of like exits the conversation and finds his own little secluded spot.
Maybe I'm gonna look at Momo and Tansen and go, come with me.
Yeah, you
Mo-
wanna explain why you were whispering back there?
Why are you-
While this happens, Momo's gonna put their arms between these two's arms and walk them to the deck, like to the edge where you can see all the other ships in port.
You have been forcefully maneuvered to the deck of the ship.
Draven's gonna start whispering to the two of them.
All by yourself, still
Yes.
whispering.
Yes,
Yeah.
because she doesn't trust these fucking weird culty people.
That's probably a good plan.
Yeah. So your mushroom man buddy he's a con man who was plucking souls and then putting them in a pouch. And when I asked him, that's when we got kicked out.
souls.
I obviously can't tell Dean Han or Tom.
You don't know if that's a thing.
I don't.
You don't
But-
like they saw a soul. That's what they saw. So like that's the only terminology they can use. It's up to your own individual interpretations. Do we have souls? Is that a thing? I don't know. Is this magic? Is it witchcraft? Is it illusions? Who knows?
So you're
So-
thinking he's stealing souls?
I'm thinking he does a great flourishing hand movement and then puts them in a pouch. And I'm thinking that this place is pretty flammable.
Momo's gonna tap on Draven's shoulder, like almost like almost like a child. Like whenever you like tap your foot, whenever you're nervous, Momo just does that against people that are near them.
Excuse me.
Souls. Momo doesn't know what souls means.
Um,
Souls don't know what Momo means. Momo have a soul?
I think so.
Momo not allowed.
I think that's for different reasons.
Momo saw not Momo, but not Momo identical to Momo. Not Momo has Momo's, and then Momo fluffs out their wings.
There's a certain pattern to every Mothran's, both their body and their wings. And you guys would know it's essentially like a fingerprint.
Not Momo had all of Momo, but not Momo was cold. And then drops the wings. And then Momo's gonna point out again to all of the other ships and say, not sailors. Family? And Momo's unsure about that word. And then just goes back to not sailors. Not sailors. Not good ships. Sad.
I think they're sad because they weren't allowed to see the big mushroom man like you.
Yeah, I got everyone kind of kicked out of Mushroom Man's place when I asked that question.
Momo's smart enough to like put it together that if they got kicked out, then everyone else probably got kicked out, and that Tom's happy because he saw him, and everyone else is sad because they didn't see him. Because now you have context.
Because now I have context. Souls stolen? Taken?
I think so.
Make
The whole thing was weird, right? Like it was a big web and they just kind of pulled.
I'm not gonna lie to you, my eye got caught by that brick of aluminum.
And then when the conversation was done, he pulled again and then he did like this, but this was just a trick and then he would pocket them.
Mushroom Man, Bad Man? Bad Man is a Mushroom Man.
I think so. I mean,
Mushroom Man is flammable?
Tanzan, are you flammable?
I'm pretty sure every living being is flammable,
Eh.
especially the Ectus.
There's an Actus like across the dock that that's the only part of the conversation that they pick up, and they turn and look at you, kind of like shoo their little one into the ship, and like.
At least they left. At least
They'll
they
be safe.
They didn't rat us out. So.
He said, I'm a mind my business.
Good.
but I didn't want to tell Dean Han because
Deemham, what are you thinking about the events of today? Are you thinking about your past? Are you just kind of
Yeah,
mellowing out?
I'm just kind of trying to piece it all together. I'm perplexed because something seems off, and Draven is just making that kind of suspicion worse
Okay.
because the conversation didn't feel like done.
Part of them felt missing, like they themselves. It felt like them. The person that you talked to is the person that you wanted to talk to, but some part of them was fragmented.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's pieces missing, and that you're not having a full conversation.
Right.
It felt sincere.
But it's bugging Deanham somehow.
Especially because after, not only do you have no answered questions, but then Draven wants to burn this place to the ground, directly following.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, I just don't know what to make of this right now.
Okay. Go back to you three outside.
I don't think I know what it's like to lose people. So I imagine that it sucks. And I felt like if I said something, you know, I don't know how Deanhan would react.
You're trying to protect Deanham's emotions.
Aww.
Yes.
Deanham's emotions soft.
I think emotions in general are soft, even when they're not.
Okay.
No.
You're just gonna have to give him a minute.
Draven's
You good?
emotions soft. Draven's mask is scary.
I like my mask.
But Draven not scary.
Well, and Draven will reach up and take off her mask.
Shit, we're only episode 3. I thought this was gonna take ages. All right.
Well,
Bet.
it's Momo, and it's only for a second.
I'm also there.
Tanzin, you're the forgettable one. You're just in the corner. You're
Yeah, but Momo's the one who said soft and emotions. So
you grab the essentially old plague mask beak, and you undo the strap, and you take off this eerily creepy mask.
Momo's gonna mirror what not Momo did and kiss Draven on the forehead.
You have no context of why Momo just kissed you on the forehead.
nope. But underneath the mask, it is a young-looking woman, maybe like 20, with almost doll-like features of youngness.
You're an
Bright-
ardent, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bright blue eyes. Short, white blonde hair.
When Draven was on Earth before the event, did Draven ever have, like, lovers or friends?
Yes, but she doesn't remember.
When Momo kisses your forehead, you have, like, a flash to a city street and some person's face that you don't recognize. And it's for, like, half a second. And then you're right back to where you were.
Everything is very different. And Scary Mask makes me feel better. Which is why the mask goes on.
Can I come stomping up at this point?
Yeah. Deemham, you hear, like, footsteps from behind you. You don't know who. but you hear footsteps.
Gonna put the mask back on.
Mask goes on. As the mask, like, as you click it, Deemham, you walk around the corner. The three of them are just sitting out here conversating on the deck.
I need the answers.
Mama has answers. Do you have question?
What is what? How did that happen?
Mama does not have answers.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my god, I love Bobo so much.
I have answers. What's the question? Oh. Never mind.
I don't have answers. No. What?
Mama's pure vibes, no thoughts.
It's just speculation, but I'm assuming it's some type of drug. A hallucinogenic.
Why?
Tanzan make drug. Tanzan make soul drunk.
Tanzan, you do not know how to
yet.
make soul drugs.
We'll get
Perhaps,
there.
perhaps you could learn. You do, being a mesmer, certain things they were doing seem familiar. And maybe it's not entirely, like, maybe the process isn't entirely drug related, but he was using one as an assistant. So maybe it's part of a component.
Is there remnants anywhere on me of said drug that we can teach you?
You all smell like mint.
Question.
Except for Momo, because Momo wasn't there.
Wasn't there. Does that grave lily have a smell?
Yeah, it's sweet.
Okay.
Almost like sugar.
Okay.
Draven, what's going on?
Draven wants to know if Mushroom Man is flammable. Mushroom Man is con man. Mushroom Man is flammable con.
One of the deckhands walks out. We lighting Tanzan on fire?
Absolutely not.
Momo pulls Tanzan in close and holds.
Tanzan, you're being snuggled.
It's okay, Momo. They're not gonna actually light me on fire.
Oh, shit. Well, if we ever do that, can you let us know beforehand? We've been saving this stuff called popcorn for a while, and it just sounded like the perfect opportunity to use it.
If it ever comes to that, we'll let you know.
You're an excellent boss, man. I appreciate it. And like he wanders over, like away while talking.
So they're disposable, right?
Draven, I need to know what's going on.
You can't get mad.
Every great conversation has ever started with "You can't get mad," though.
Well,
Probably
Momo was cuddling
probably-
Tanzan. Momo's gonna kiss them on the forehead.
Mhm.
Just because. They did it with Draven, so it's fine.
Listen, I'm beyond mad at this point. I just need to know what's going on.
Okay. Well,
If you'd like, Draven, I can inform him.
yeah.
So, Deanham, you can get pissed off all you want, just don't come at me. According to Draven, during that little session, she noticed that he was plucking the smoke or the soul or whatever it was from the air and pocketing it. Almost like stealing the soul.
You said plucking
What?
with a P.
I did say plucking.
Okay. No, well, he said plucking, and my brain heard not plucking, and I was like, he was not doing that to the souls.
Maybe that's what he does later.
Yeah.
We don't know. He's a little fucking weirdo.
He's not a
He's
little
not
weirdo.
little.
Are you telling me that dude was stealing part of my soul?
Nah, in
Not
the context,
yours.
not yours.
Exactly what I didn't want to hear.
Which
Like I
is
said-
why I was trying to not tell you.
I would say that Draven's,
Alright.
not Deanham's like trigger finger just instinctually, like as the realization comes, like twitches. There's no gun in hand, but like twitch.
That this is where the catch on fire is coming from, I believe.
Momo, let's go, Tanzan.
You're free.
You're free now. You know, you no longer have the koala mothrin on you.
I kind of thinking. We can't destroy the whole building. We need access to that stuff, but we need to understand what the hell he's doing. Don't.
only
I'm clearly bothered.
only families visit. Sailors aren't family. But
Oh no, there's something. He's taking something from everybody that does this because they're just they're hearing what they want to hear. There's no.
bad at job person. Momo's talking about the keeper, saying that.
He is bad at his job. You're right.
Has family here or just alone? From that context, you could probably gather Momo was asking if the people who live here have families or if it's just single people, like individuals who choose to stay.
And you would have no context of that.
Yeah.
None of you have the answer to that question.
I don't know, but there's something going on that's bigger than just some person throwing soul spice around, telling people what they want to hear about loved ones.
Oh, that's what
But
it's called.
only one.
That's what it's called now. If you guys succeed in getting the component, that's 100% what it's called now.
But only one time.
Which is also suspicious.
That was one of the rules is you can only contact them once. They can't be a child and they can't be a Mothra.
But Tom was told what he wanted to hear. Let's assume I talked to Tom while I was off, away from everybody.
Yeah, well, and you guys were present for the conversation as well, so you witnessed, essentially him spilling the last few years of his life to his wife and her hugging him and kissing him goodbye.
Right. He heard what he wanted to hear. I heard what I wanted to hear. So what is happening? There's a catch here. There's something going on. There's something.
It sounds like he's a con man for good feelings.
Momo wants to talk to someone not dead. Someone not dead can talk to Momo, and Momo will know not dead, but Con Man won't know not dead.
And you know that specifically he said he can't talk to a Mothrin. He never said that you can't talk to him.
Something's not right. There's Mothrin here. I'm
No.
allowed to talk to Mothrin.
No.
Momo only Mothrin.
Momo is the only Mothrin that you have seen.
But
Momo's
Momo-
claiming that they
Momo-
saw.
Momo
Momo's
said
claiming
she
they
saw
saw another Mothrin, but
Right.
none of you
So
have seen
if
them.
There's other Mothrin here. You can't
Momo
talk
takes you
to
to
Mothrin.
other not Momo. If not Momo's there. Not Momo left twice. People didn't see not Momo, but Momo saw not Momo.
I have a suspicion. I need to figure this one out.
Not Momo
can-
was in the rock garden.
Can you find not Momo?
You
Not
can
Momo
try.
finds Momo.
You can try.
better question. Did Momo get into anything that Momo shouldn't have?
Momo
Tanson's,
sat in Rock Garden. Rock
Tan-
Garden was nice.
Tanson's insinuating, are you high?
Can I step away?
You
from
you
everyone?
are free to walk any direction you would like to.
Like off of the ship and back onto the land.
Yeah, no one's stopping you from being on the island. They're just the doors to the actual temple were closed.
And I would like to use my whispers.
What whisper? And how would you like to use it?
Something's died in so much anger that it still screams today after Verdancy. And Draven's gonna try and see if they're saying anything.
Okay. The whisper. So this is the whisper that you had when you started character creation. Yes, is the whisper of a person.
Mm-hmm.
Is the person pre-V or after V?
I mean, that's up to you, Firefly.
Nope. You made it. It's up to you. Unless you don't care.
I don't care.
Okay. You focus on that whisper, which is essentially an organic living secret. And you focus on it. And you guys, as Wildseers, know that, like, whispers are living things that once spoken are gone. They either go to somebody else or they just disappear from existence. So you're not speaking, you're just focusing on it. And as for the first time ever, as you're really focusing on this scream of pain and terror, there's someone saying help in the background. And you almost get like a sense of direction.
What direction?
Towards the temple.
Can I interrupt Draven?
Draven has like wandered off the ship and just started like not even saying anything to you guys, almost robotically, like just.
All right, I'm gonna go chase after Draven.
Okay.
Because I have a hunch that I need to talk to them about now.
You catch up, no problem.
All right.
Momo is going to pull out the grave lily and show it to Tamsin.
She shows you a grave lily.
Where'd you get that from?
Tanzin.
Not Momo? In the rock garden.
Tanzin can roll. Sharps. Tend. I suppose you could use harvest as well.
Yeah, I'll go with that because that's 3 dice.
Don't you have advantage?
Only if you want to use it.
Yeah, screw it. Let's do it.
Okay, you add 1 dice to this roll. It's used up.
And we got a 6 with that die.
That was a good use of it. You recognize the grave lily. Grave lilies only grow on like where corpses are, and they don't always grow. That just because there is a corpse buried doesn't mean that a grave lily will grow. There's specific requirements meant for that to happen. So they're super rare and they're super sought after. But you know that like this is a thing that grows from death. But like she just has one.
Where was this left for you?
Not Momo gave to Momo at Rock Garden. Rock Garden where Momo saw not Momo. Not Momo gave Momo a kiss.
Would you be willing
And
to
this.
show me?
Okay. And Momo's gonna offer their hand to Tamsin.
You
And
get,
then he-
you get pulled in that direction.
Back to the
Okay, to you two. Draven, you are following this sense of direction that's now embedded into your psyche. And Deanham comes up behind you. It is 2:30. Do you guys want to break? You want to keep going?
I have to leave at 3.
Okay, so let's
Okay,
let's
keep
plow
going.
let's plow through this, and then when you have to peace out, if we have more to do, we'll just NPC you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a suspicion.
Does that
About-
cut through my?
Yeah, your body's being pulled in that direction, but you're still conscious, so like you hear Deemham.
I think he's harvesting Mothrin.
You think he's what?
I think he's
Excuse me?
harvesting Mothrin.
Excuse me?
Both times in the middle of your sentence, I had a screaming teenager. So could you say it one more time?
I think the mushroom guy is harvesting Mothrin. Why
Um.
else? Why else can't he talk to them? And they rejuvenate.
Repupitate.
What's that?
Repupitate. It's called repupitation.
They
Yeah, or-
rejuvenate.
They
Yeah,
recuperate.
They go to the spa.
They go to the spa. They come out.
That's what
A
happens.
whole new person.
That's what happens.
It's a really traumatic spa day.
Deemham has this wild accusation that could or could not be true.
I mean, it's a possibility. Mothrin aren't entirely welcome here, which is weird.
And yet they're not really seen, even though Momo claims to have seen some.
Momo and Tanzan go blowing past you.
And Momo's going to say, Momo's going to find not Momo. Tanzan helps. And then straight to the graveyard.
Tanzan's.
Buddy system.
It's good to have a buddy system in the Wildsea.
That's a
Who's listening to music that's gonna get me DMCA'd on YouTube?
I'm sorry.
Uh,
Time of teenagers in the shower.
It's loud as fuck. That's okay, YouTube. Just demonetize me. It's alright. I'll join the.
Edit and post.
I'm sorry.
What else could it be, though? Why else is he doing this?
I don't know. Why is he pocketing them afterwards? You know.
There's something he's getting out of this.
I'd say the whole group has that suspicion, like you're missing a piece of the puzzle, and you're trying to figure out what that piece is that would tie this all together. But it is suspicious.
I mean, my little freaky thought was that he was smoking them in his pipe, but I mean that makes yours is better than mine because I think mine might just be disturbing.
I think we should kidnap one of the handlers. To get access.
I was just gonna burn the whole fucking place down.
We're gonna be here for days.
I'm gonna get answers.
Pick one that's better at their job.
I don't think the handlers know a goddamn thing.
But they have access to the building.
They do. Should we? So, do we kidnap them and torture them, or do we just kidnap them and steal their clothes and pretend to be a handler?
I mean, one of the two works. I don't know. I'm not sure how connected they are to the big guy. That'll depend on if I want to work with them.
Momo, you make it to the rock garden.
Momo is going to lead Tanzan back over to the bench where they were sitting. And Momo is going to do Mothrin have a language? I know that we get languages with our bloodline.
No. You do not
No?
have a Mothrin specific language.
Okay.
You're you're one of the few that really
Yeah.
don't.
Then Momo is going to pull out uh, the necklace that they wear, which is it's on like this really like worn, corded, that's been braided again and again and again, and there's a kind of a bluish rock on it, with just kind of like something kind of engraved into it. And Momo is going to pull that out of their like fabric that they wear across their chest and hold it, and they're gonna think about a Tell, who is their last life that they know of,
Okay.
and they're gonna think about that, and then they're gonna think about what little they know about their last life and the life before that and the life before that. And it gets fuzzier and fuzzier every time they go back further, because Mama only knows so much, and Attell is the one that they have a closer companionship to, since that is Momo's
Is there
best
something
name.
specific you're trying to remember?
Momo is trying to not really. Momo is trying to see if they can reach out to Attell, because Momo knows that they are Attell in body, but not in mind. And trying to see if maybe that was who Not Momo is. Because even though Not Momo has all of the markings of Momo, a lot of the wing markings are Attell. Especially the two big eyes that are on Momo's wings.
You almost meditate and you reach out and you feel a connection to essentially what would be your subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Like you feel the channels open, but no words have been said.
And Momo's going to think about how they were able to glide enough, because their wings are stronger now, to save Draven. And how that was the very first, like that is the goal of Momo as a whole, like the body
Yeah.
and whoever started it. Like the main goal was to
Be able to fly.
be able to fly, and how close we're getting to it. And seeing if maybe that will prompt anything.
You get a feeling of like a deep happiness. Almost like a satisfaction.
Momo is going to then think about the person who the necklace actually belongs to, that they're looking for. And one of their goals to return the necklace to its owner. And have a kind of confused, not really understanding why Momo wants to do this.
You don't get anything. Whether that means your connection is like a shared sentiment of why are we doing this, or this is a Momo specific dream that your past selves don't share.
And then Momo's going to turn to Tamazin and just say, it's like, Momo can feel. past Momos. Past Momos can't talk to Momo.
Are you
But-
saying that? What were you gonna say?
Just Momo's just kind of confused at this point and trying to be helpful.
So, do you think you saw past Momo?
Momo doesn't know. Not Momo has Momo's markings.
I would
Momo
say
has
I would
Momo's
say that
markings.
you're fairly certain now, having had this. I don't want to call it a conversation,
Mhm.
but like that wasn't Momo. That wasn't you. That wasn't a past you. Whatever you saw is not of your making.
Not Momo. Is not Momo.
That other Mothra had to be real if it left you that flower. And with that, can I like look around the area, see if there's any like disturbed ground or any of those flowers like sprouting anywhere?
There's not. Everything's actually super neat and kept and cleaned. Like the keepers or the handlers, like this place is tidy. And you know,
Rock
grave
shark?
lilies. You know, grave lilies are super rare. So to find one, to find a second one, like
Rock garden is bad garden. Nothing grows.
oh, there's grass.
It's just a different type of garden.
There's grass. There's moss. There's
I'm definitely getting the feeling that there's something not good going on here.
you don't. Nothing about the behavior of this darkened individual gives you a bad vibe.
Mhm.
Nothing about your encounter feels negative.
Not Momo Mothrin nice. Not Momo Mothrin cold. But not Momo Mothrin not mean.
Momo, have you ever touched a body that's been passed on for a while?
No.
So, corpses are very cold to the touch because there's no heat in the body. That flower you have is called a grave lily, which grows where corpses are usually. For that
Not-
lily to grow, there needs to be a corpse.
Mothrin not corpses. Mothrin come back as next Mothrin.
Unless
Good job, patron.
there's some kind of intervening.
How?
That I don't know. But there has to be a reason why whatever that keeper's doing doesn't affect Mothrin. Or
No,
that he
no.
refuses to take in Mothrin.
Sure, you don't know the
No, but-
circumstance. All you know is that he won't do the thing with Mothrin.
Yeah, he won't try to talk to a dead Mothrin
Yes.
because the reincarnation shit makes it weird. Is what we were told.
Is what you were
basically.
told, but you don't know the extent or the reasoning.
My thought process with this is it interrupts your cycle. Blocks it from reincarnating.
Momo thinks we should set him on fire. We should set him on fire.
Dragon's
ship
with
the
you
barbed
100%. 100%.
Uh,
We'll skip. We'll link arms and skip through it.
Draven and Diemham, during this time you guys have small talked. Have you come up with a plan? You kind of want to kidnap a handler. Is this a plan that you two have settled upon?
We need to scope out. We need to scope out who's hanging out in front of the temple right now.
The handlers are like, most of them seem to be like doing autonomous tasks, like they're not given instructions, so they're just doing stuff to occupy their time. But there's two different handlers that are like reviewing their notes. They look like flustered, panicked. They're looking around, they're checking their notes, they're pacing. They're not really doing anything productive.
We can do both if you kidnap a handler and question that time. Sneak into the temple.
But how are we getting into the temple? Don't they have the access?
With their clothes?
Okay.
The door is closed, and it seems like all the handlers were left outside. Whether that means you can't knock on the door or open it or what, you don't have any of that information, but it does seem like these handlers were left outside.
I don't think I have a concussion shot. Or these are all lethal.
Is the voice louder now that we're at the temple?
Not the voice, but the feeling. The like overwhelming urge that this thing came from here.
Is there rocks about right now?
Yeah, they're all over the place. Big rocks, little rocks.
Great.
Rocks.
Remind me again. How many appendages do I have?
Just as many as you want.
Great. So I can dual wield rocks right now.
Fuck yeah.
So
Sure.
Hit these motherfuckers. Okay.
Yeah. You wanna?
We're gonna try that.
You got 2 arms, you got 2 legs, and then you got a bunch of tentacles.
Great. We're gonna grab 2 sizable rocks and try to see if we can ping these guys in the head.
Okay, you find one handler that's like by themselves and panicking. They're checking their notes. He notices you guys, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. The temple's closed today." And he starts like he's not looking at you anymore and flipping through their notes.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing this dude.
Grabbing him.
Mm-hmm.
Da, da, da. Teeth? Are you trying to be sneaky about it, or are you just straight up grabbing this motherfucker?
I mean, at this point, if he's noticed me,
He's not looking at you presently. He is looking at his notepad. He knows you're behind him, but like, he's not looking at you. He's looking at a notepad. You have like a split second to make a choice.
If I'm just thinking, would my grabbing him alert other people too? Let's go.
Only if you fuck it up.
All right, then we're just grabbing this dude.
Okay.
He said teeth.
Teeth and brace.
Okay. All right, so that gives me 3 die then.
Yep. +1 if you're using any of your aspects. If you have anything that helps you in this situation. I don't know what your aspects are.
I have sensory stalks, which gives me better sight, but I don't think that's gonna be.
I'll let you, because you're gonna be looking for other people not to notice you doing this.
Okay. That's just another die then.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
Yep. You tell me your highest, and then you tell me if you got any doubles.
No doubles, and my highest is a 6.
You.
Otherwise, it was 1, 2, and 3.
It's a good thing you got that +1 die. Yeah, you see him turn and look at his notepad, and you like your sensory stalks move around, and you notice like key timing. You drop the rocks, and as he notices like the sound of the rocks drop, tentacle around the mouth, hand has his hand, other hand, like you've got him in a lock, and you turn so your back is facing like any other handlers. You have this dude who's now like
Yeah, I'm just taking him away like quickly to get out of here because I'm bringing this dude back to the ship.
Momo, you
Interrogate.
have not found not Momo.
Mhm.
And you guys are sitting there having your conversation. D-Man comes walking down the way with a handler, like, in clutch, tentacle wrapped around the mouth, like, squeezing his head. He's got his arms behind him, and he is... It's very clear he has kidnapped this man.
Draven is power walking behind Dina.
I'm gonna ask the handlers to if we can get me rope.
You're asking the person you kidnapped if they have rope?
No, the
Our
ship
ship
hand. That's,
guy.
Are we going back to the ship?
No, they are going... Draven and Deemham are going back to the ship with a clearly kidnapped individual.
Momo, it appears that not only is everyone arsonists, they're also kidnappers.
Yeah.
We should probably go figure out what they're
I
doing.
love it when a plan comes together, even if we make it up as we go.
Momo's gonna bend down and take out their just bend down in the grass and take out their blunted pocket knife and just
I'll fix it.
dig into the soil a little bit and just take a handful of it.
That's not
Oh,
how you
no.
spell it. That's okay. They said they had to go early.
Hmm.
Why does join not work? What's the control? How do I get the bot in here? I thought it was join. It's not add. I can't remember how to get my bot to join my channel. I'm looking, because that'll fix the cameras. This was the plan, and I've now...
The plan's gone awry.
The plan's gone awry, and I don't know how to fix it.
You can get a break and you can see if you can fix
Yeah.
it during.
Yeah, we'll go to break. We'll take a break. We'll be back when I fix my technical difficulties. here, and I will
What
go.
It's it's just a little toy frog looking at a candle flame, and it says